As we make our way inside Universal Studios, you can see they have updated the video screens over here. They're doing a great job at directing families to the fun. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Universal Studios Orlando for another Halloween Horror Nights construction update. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been inside the park and we have a lot of changes to discuss and a bunch of scare zone announcements. Since the last time we were here, we have gotten every single scare zone announced for this year's event. So we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth as to what those scare zones are going to be and their rumored locations. Let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's head on inside and get this construction update started. And just a heads up, guys, yes, I have changed my shirt. It is actually the following day. Throughout the course of this video, I am going to be putting in clips from the following day of filming this because immediately after we left, they put out a bunch more stuff in some of these scare zones. So we're going to be sprinkling in a few of those updates. Before we head on inside, I do want to point out this lone cable that's hanging down from the top of the Universal Studios arch. This is a temporary electrical cable, so I do believe they are getting ready to start wiring work for whatever lighting they're gonna have at the Universal Studios arch for Halloween Horror Nights. Okay, we have made our way inside the park. I want to direct your attention to a couple of brand new temporary lighting structures. We have a new light over here, and then we have a couple more new lights over there. Now this, as we know, is going to be a scare zone for the entrance of Halloween Horror Nights. We always have a scare zone here, but in years past, the scare zone has technically started right here in this area with a really big truss structure with the Halloween Horror Nights logo. That's what we've seen over the last couple of years. However, we have reason to believe that this year is going to be a little bit different, and the scare zone is actually going to start just beyond the entrance of Minions Land. Let's go ahead and move further on in. So over here we have the start of Minions Land, and we haven't had a proper scare zone go through this street for quite a few years now. And the addition of all of these new temporary lights leads us to believe that we are actually going to have the scare zone come through here. So we do believe that the scare zone that is going to be here at the front of the park is called the Origins of Horror. Enter a decaying conservatory of twisted vines where artists carve tributes to Halloween Horror Nights 34. You'll encounter monstrous crows, gargoyles, and more. So the overarching theme of this year's event has to do with the conservatory. All the promo videos that we've had for Halloween Horror Nights thus far features a conservatory at the start and end. So we do believe that this scare zone is going to feature a lot of those visuals along with characters that we can find at this year's events. You know, for the life of me, I can't recall if I pointed out these lights the last time we were here or if they were even here during our last visit, but they are pointed across the way at the Wicked Tribute Store. So as we walk into the Hollywood section of the park, it doesn't look like we have anything too new going on other than a lot more temporary lights up on the rooftops, but I wanted to go ahead and share my thoughts on what this scare zone is going to be. Now again, we haven't gotten confirmation on the locations, but we do believe that this is going to be Masquerade Dance with Death. You're invited to a masquerade ball where bloodthirsty vampires lurk behind ornate disguises. When their masks fall, you'll become their prey. Now, you guys already know the drill. When it comes to the Hollywood area of the park, the scare zone is going to stretch from one end of the street all the way down to the other. As of right now, we don't have anything major new as far as scare zone construction is concerned. Again, we have the lights that I pointed out earlier, but no more physical sets have been brought out as of yet. Hey guys, second day Adrian here, and check this out. Look at what we have. We have our first set piece for Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Look at this. I'm sure this isn't the only set piece. Well, I mean, there's another one right behind me, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing more. But take a look at this gargoyle looking thing over here. Holy cow, I'm not sure if these doors actually open. I don't think they will, but we are definitely going to have a scare actor or two up here on this platform. You can see we have steps on either side leading up to the top of this platform, and if you look closely enough, we have a couple of boxes here that can be used for speakers. They're like a translucent, or I don't really know how you describe it. It's got like 1,000,001 holes, so that way you can have a speaker. Same thing applies down here. We can have a couple of speakers over here. That is really cool. I cannot wait to see what more comes to this scare zone, but this isn't the only set piece that we have. We have another stage that has been set up a little bit further down, right outside of 5 and Dime over here. And this one has a railing, which is really cool. Again, we have the spaces down here for speakers. You can see some unfinished wood down here at the bottom for the border. So again, there's still a lot more details that can be added to these platforms, but I wanted to point out the bat over here. So yeah, this just leads us to believe more and more that this is going to be the Vampire Masquerade Scare Zone. Let's take a walk inside the 5 and Dime and get a look at the brand new Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. So since the last time we were here, we had yet another haunted house announcement. Art the Clown, aka the Terrifier, is making his first ever appearance at this year's Halloween Horror Nights. You can see his image has been added to the conservatory frame, I'm gonna call this, along with Jason and the character from Fallout. I have no idea what his name is, forgive me, but we still have 2 missing pieces left. So that means we still have a couple more haunted houses to go before we find out the full lineup for this year's event. And with the announcement of a new IP haunted house, we of course have our merch drop. You can see Art the Clown over here on his own shirt that says Terrifier. And we also have Terrifier sling bags. Now, I personally have yet to see any of the Terrifier movies. Coda and I are actually going to get on that rather soon, but I love the addition of the sunflowers over here because some of the most iconic images of Art the Clown involve him wearing sunflower sunglasses. The last time we were here at Universal Studios, I predicted that this skinny little truss structure was going to be used for lighting, and sure enough, lighting has been added to the top of this structure. Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about Mels DriveIn. As you guys know, for Halloween Horror Nights, they turned this into Mels Die-In, merely changing over the signage. But for Halloween Horror Nights this year, we are getting Mels Die-In Zombies. So we don't know if this is going to be like an official scare zone, only because we have the scare zone right back here, which we do believe is going to be Masquerade. But we do think that we are going to have zombies hanging out in this area. Now, it would be really cool if the zombies were like on roller skates and they were like pretending to deliver food. That would be something really cool and unique to see this year. Either way, I'm really excited, and they're finally doing something with Mels Die-In other than just a signage change. Okay, so the last time we were here, we were speculating that this Truss Arch over here was just for the 4th of July celebrations. However, we learned that that is not the case. They have added some new lights to this structure over here, which means that it is going to be used for Halloween Horror Nights, and we have some new updates in this area as well. Let's take a look. So last year during Halloween Horror Nights, this area was used as a little bit of a photo op area where they had different platforms set up with TV screens and different scare actors from the different original houses being up here and taking photos with guests. It looks like they are doing something very similar again this year. We don't have any platforms, but we do have some brand new truss structures with lighting, and we have television boxes over here. You can kind of see on the inside, let me brighten this up, on the inside of this box we have a television mount, and we have the same thing going on over here, plus a brand new truss structure right there with lighting pointing down. So yes, we can expect to see more photo ops of original scare actors this year, which I love. Alright, little update from the seating area right outside of Cafe La Bamba. Last time we were here, we pointed out all these tiny little truss structures, and I predicted that we would see some lighting strung up in between. And that has come true. Some brand new string lights have been added between these truss structures. Not to this one, but you can see the clip right up here. So we do believe that they are going to continue adding string lights to kind of connect all of them together. Moving on into Central Park, at first glance it appears that we have no physical set updates, but with a closer look we can see some progress. Beyond the fence and in the bushes we finally have speakers and these weird covered up platforms. I just nailed the camera on the fence, that is totally fine. We have these weird covered up platforms. Now, we don't exactly know what this is supposed to be hiding or if this is like supposed to be a legitimate platform for someone to use. Not entirely sure yet, but this isn't the only one that we can find. You can kind of see behind the bushes over here, we have another green platform. This one's very well hidden. And we also have an electrical box over here on the left. A little further on down, we have another speaker that has been added. Over here next to the merchandise kiosk, we have another platform or something covered up. Like, I have no idea what it is because you can see that there's something over here in the center. So, like, to me, it kind of looks like bolts sticking out of something circular. So are they going to put something here, like a prop or something, and secure it? It's going to be something round. I don't know. Like, am I crazy? You guys can see what I'm seeing, right? But anyways, we have another speaker right here as well. Moving on over to the opposite side by the NBC Media Center, you can see we have another speaker that has been placed and another platform. So these platforms are definitely going to be used for something regarding the event. We just have no idea what yet. And we have another electrical box back there. And as we make our way out of the zone, we are met with two final platforms. We have a platform over here with a couple of speakers on either side, and then over here we have a more elevated platform with another electrical box right behind it. But that is not all. And check this out, guys. We have a brand new massive structure that has appeared at the very end of the Central Park area. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for what we think this structure is going to be. So this structure is actually going to be very significant for the scare zone that we do believe is going into the Central Park scare zone, which, by the way, is the cat lady of Crooked Lane. So if you look at the art for this scare zone, you can see a long winding path with a bunch of pumpkins in trees, which, by the way, we may see the return of the pumpkins in the tree line of Central Park, which is amazing. But you can see a house at the end of the street. We do believe that this structure is going to be the Crazy Cat Lady's house, which I am beyond excited to see. So over the course of the next couple of weeks, we can expect to see a lot more set design and a lot more decorations going into this particular structure to transform it into the Crazy Cat Lady's house, which is going to be located at the end of Crooked Lane, which is the Central Park scare zone. And you can see we have a decent platform over here underneath this truck structure, which means we are going to have a scare actor performing and walking across the stage over here doing different things. I cannot wait for this scare zone, and I'm sure Coda, being a Crazy Cat Lady herself, can't wait for this scare zone as well.
I do have a question.
What's the question?
What's crooked about Crooked Lane? Is it the path? Or is it the fact that the house isn't centered?
Don't tell me that. No.
Because look.
What is it?
That's the middle.
Okay, well, you know what? It's done intentionally, because yeah, you can see the center line over here, and it is in fact off center, so.
Is it because the lane is crooked?
I have no idea, but we're gonna find out. And I almost forgot these brand new truss structures that have appeared all around the Crazy Cat Lady's house. So that means the scare zone, for the first time in a long time, is going to extend beyond Central Park, and we're gonna see scare actors in this area, which I am super hyped about. Next day, Adrian is back once again from the very end of the Crazy Cat Lady scare zone. We had our truss structure that we just got done discussing yesterday, but I wanna turn around over here and take a look at what has been added today. Look at this. What the heck are these? These are, I mean, I'm gonna call them boxes. I don't really know what the heck to call them, but I don't think that this is where they're going to stay. I do believe that they are just staging these right now to go inside the scare zone, but like, to me, these look like boo holes. This is the perfect height for a scare actor to stand in here and to, you know, do something through this boo hole. Either that or they're going to have something staged inside of these structures. We have no idea, because right now these cloths are stapled to the side of the wood over here. So I don't think that this cloth that we're gonna have is permanent. I don't think that's like part of the final design. But we have three up front over here with one slightly larger one, which is very interesting. And then if we come on back here, we have three more that have been staged, which is really interesting. And I love how it looks like cat scratches. And cats have scratched at this. So Coda believes that these structures are going to be placed on those green platforms that we have throughout the zone. And I can see what she means, because look, you can see the circular weighted thing inside. And if you remember, I had pointed out that one of those green platforms looks like it has a circular thing with screws or nuts hanging out of it. So it's possible that these can just be plopped onto it, but I personally think that these are going to be just scattered throughout the scare zone and maybe have scare actors in it. I have no idea, but where are the scare actors going in?
I walked around, I'm like, there's no hinges. Yet, at least. So they'd have to dismantle part of it to make a door to get scare actors in. Unless they're supposed to, like,
safety would not agree with that one. But yeah, upon further inspection, there are no doors, no hinges, so who knows? You could just see something static on the inside of these things. Aha! We have uncovered the doors for scare actors. So the three up front don't have doors. The three in the back have places for scare actors to go. So yeah, this is very easily accessible for a scare actor to go in and do something. And the back side of these three are not decorated, so for whatever reason, those over there are meant to be seen from all sides, whereas these ones aren't. Here's an update on the bridge refurbishment over here between Men in Black and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It got a lot worse. It got a lot worse, but I'm very happy that they are taking absolutely everything out and seemingly replacing the entire thing. A lot of the wooden boards over here needed some help. So again, hopefully this is finished by the time Halloween Horror Nights rolls around. It will greatly help traffic flow, but we'll be sure to keep an eye on it. So our next Halloween Horror Nights update brings us to Diagon Alley. Let's head on inside. So here inside Diagon Alley, it does appear that the Death Eaters are going to be making a return for Halloween Horror Nights this year. A lot of the sets, props, and boxes and platforms have been set up very similar to what we have seen in years past. For this platform in particular, a couple of Death Eaters come on here and some green smoke comes out from the bottom of this platform. It's really cool to see. A couple of brand new boxes have reappeared over here right outside of Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, and if you can look inside, you can kind of see a light in there. It's going to be used for lighting and fog effects. We have some more crates inside Nocturne Alley that have appeared. And right outside of Nocturne Alley at the Butterbeer Bar, we have another crate that has appeared that is going to be used for fog and lighting effects. Now, as we leave the London waterfront and make our way over into the San Francisco section of the park, we have some major updates. So the last time we were here, I said it was only going to be a matter of time before we started seeing some lighting being installed on this structure. Little did I know just how much lighting we were about to see on this structure get installed. Look at this. All of these lighting, all of this, lights upon lights. And then check this out, guys. We have a brand new platform that has been installed over here with some more trusses on the side with even more lighting. Now again, location information is a little bit scarce for this year's event, but we did get official confirmation that a new experience was going to be coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year called Club Horror, and it did mention a DJ. Now this seems to be the most obvious space to have this zone or experience. We're not entirely sure if it's going to be like a proper scare zone like we've seen in this area in years past, but Club Horror is being described as an experience. So we don't have too many details. They said we would be getting more information soon, but it only makes sense to have a DJ on this platform with all of these lights going on, creating a horror club like rave atmosphere. Now moving into the New York section of the park, it does not appear that there is anything new going on quite yet. We still have the same lights on top of the buildings that we've had before. I don't notice anything new, but we did get confirmation of our final scare zone of the event, which we do believe is going to be right here in this area. So the final scare zone for Halloween Horror Nights 2025 is called Mutation Toxic 20s. In a 1920s neighborhood, a BuzzCon truck with radioactive cargo crashes into a mobster getaway car, sending the city into toxic pandemonium. So, a couple things to break down here. Number one, in the official artwork for this scare zone, the background buildings look like the New York section of the park. So that's the biggest hint that we have that this scare zone is going to be here in New York. Second off, BuzzCon. BuzzCon was the company that was responsible for the Bugs Eaten Alive haunted house. They're actually responsible for the Exterminator device, the bug-killing device that goes haywire and starts turning people into mutated bugs. I'm very excited for this zone. 9 times out of 10, whatever you have in the New York section of the park is a massive scare zone with great set pieces and great character design, so I'm super hyped. A minor update from the New York section of the park is the Metropolis sign has mysteriously disappeared. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, another quick Halloween Horror Nights construction update is in the books. We are going to be back here next week to bring you guys another construction update, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. Let me know down in the comment section below, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped are you for this year's Halloween Horror Nights event? For me, it's about an 8 or a 9. I have a feeling that this year has the potential to be an all-timer, and I am very, very excited about it. But I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. Leave a like if you enjoyed and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about today's video. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.